Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome. My name is Nori. I'm coming to you live from the Digital Engineering server. This is modded Minecraft Valhelsia 3. And this is our mess. So it is Friday night. It is community night. It is usually the time where we sit around, we talk, we look at what's been going on the server, what people have been up to, and we discuss a little bit about what we plan to do Saturday morning, as in the other things that we plan to do as we continue to move forward on our various projects that we've been working on slowly over the last little over 6 months now, maybe a little longer than that. So I think we'll do the show and tell first, get that out of the way. Mostly because there's been a little bit of changing on the server, so not too terribly much for people to see and or miss out on seeing. But, you know, we'll go handle business first. So what have we been up to? So I've been busy down in the Create Lab. So, you know, last session, we put this clock up. So that's running very nicely. Happy with the hands. It looks really good. Yeah, overall, I'm just really kind of happy with the way that turned out. We had the wheat farms for getting seed, though we determined that no matter how fast we could extract seed oil, we can't keep up with how fast this burns it. So this room's actually getting powered through a pump jack. It's back over there behind the wall, because crude oil actually burns longer per bucket. It's 80 seconds per bucket versus the 30 seconds that the seed oil was. And eventually we could have got to a point where we could have run the whole system off in seed oil, because we could have just kept scaling up the wheat production. Problem with that is that makes for a really large wheat farm, and well, just throw this on real quick. I've got Botania in there to help speed this thing up some, and it's just very expensive in terms of mana and aggro carnations. If we wanted to keep with this same design as we moved it around. So for right now, that's where we kind of left out off at. So for right now, what it's doing is it's still producing seeds. We can actually turn those off or on, as it were. And all that does is that will prevent the seeds from getting thrown away, and so we'll actually make more seed. The system will actually convert the seeds to seed oil if we really needed it to. And that may be a thing, just not going to be a thing right now. It may be a thing we come back to. We may knock out the walls, expand this in that direction some more, and make this farm really large size and do slices of large size farms that way. Haven't really figured out which way I want to go about that. So for now, this is the way we're doing it. So we are taking the wheat dough that's coming in, and we are converting the wheat into bread. Oh, we don't have enough. So yeah, we got a couple arms. The arms we'll take it 3 at a time out of the box when we get 3 of them in there. It makes a piece of bread. This arm right here will take the completed bread, puts it over here, it gets squared with milk, we get our sweet rolls, and there you go. One collection of sweet rolls, which we're up to 20 stacks of this stuff now already. Yeah, so it works. It's not too terribly bad. Here's our poor little cow who is constantly milked to keep this thing topped up. So we keep 5 buckets of milk in the hopper at all times. And what will happen is as the bread comes through and enough milk is drained out, that bucket right down there will get cycled out, and it'll go back, hit the cow, get refilled, and then come back through here and just go right back into the cycle. So I didn't make a big tank for milk storage because there just wasn't a need for it. This is actually good enough because our wheat production is not fast enough that we need it any faster than that. We could, and that could be one of those things, if we expand the wheat farm out and make it much larger, we could be at a point where we would need to actually store off more milk because we're not making milk fast enough to keep up with our demands. But since I'm not really actually even eating these things, I don't really care. It's just making it because I can. Who cares? The other thing that we have been working on, so there is our new sugarcane farm down here. The idea being here is that we're going to take the sugarcane out from this. We'll run it into a 1-block mechanical crafter, turn it into sugar, pipe the sugar with some netherrack. Basically, I'm trying to set up a blaze cake making system. For the sole purpose of making blaze cakes. And so we're doing that so we can feed. We'll have a spout that comes off in here to take some of this lava to make the blaze cakes. And then we'll feed the blaze cakes back over here to this little guy. And so I've got this in a system right now. The idea here is I want to be able to make lots and lots of blaze cakes. And so I need sugar, need eggs. So here's a very simple egg machine. And I need lava. And the way you get lava is you basically cook cobblestone with a mixer in a basin, and it makes you lava. So near as I can tell, as long as we keep this guy happy and blue, he makes quite a bit of lava for one of those cakes. And so what we have is we have a comparator off the back end of him. And so we can detect when he goes from this blue state into a non-blue state. So right now the system's primed. Do that. So when he comes out of the blue state, the redstone signal will not be strong enough to come all the way through to activate. And so we will spit out a new blaze cake to feed into the guy and get back to a state where we're making lava again. So all of this is just to keep the lava flow going. So you see there, it's tripped. And there goes our blaze cake. And right now I've got it going into a hopper. This actually needs to go into a deployer in order to feed him. But for right now, this is what I've got it feeding into. It makes life easy. But yeah, so we'll put it into a deployer. We'll feed the blaze burner his one cake. Meanwhile, we'll have a system making more blaze cakes and feeding lava back into here. And so we actually should get more lava than what he consumes in blaze cakes, which should be nice. The other last item of business we need for this machine is going to be right about in this spot. And it's basically going to be just a cobblestone generator that will keep this guy full. And so the idea being is once this is all up and running, this machine should just continue to cycle nonstop ad nauseum. And that will be that. I think that brings us into the last bit of the create contraptions I really wanted to get in here. I guess we could look into doing like a chocolate farm or something, but it's not been high on my list of create things to play around with and create stuff to automate. So, yeah, we could do chocolate, but I'm not really pushed up or sold on doing chocolate. We could try and figure out how to automate builder's tea, which is just get some leaves, water, and milk. We've got milk. That's easy. So we could do builder's tea, but we would need some way of getting regular leaves. And off the top of my head, I really can't. I mean, other than just growing a tree and then chopping it down after we depopulate the leaves off in it, I really can't think of a good way to handle that cleanly that I'm happy with. So for right now, it's just not going to happen. I don't see anything wrong with that. Maybe next time we'll figure out how to automate that. Go away. So yeah, maybe that's something we'll look into figuring out how to do another time. Another mod pack. Who knows? But for the time being, this is what we're working with. So yeah, so Saturday morning coffee, we'll get back in here and we'll knock out the last pieces of this. I think what we'll end up doing is either I'll use some weighted ejectors, or I might just do a belt feed system above here that will handle crushing the nether rack and doing all the fun stuffs with that. I did look into. I thought it would be interesting if we could figure out how to make the system make netherrack. However, the problem is that to make netherrack, you kind of have to. You can do it through alchemy, which is stone and nether wart. We could do, but that's not a really a create-driven device. Apparently, there's a snow-capped oven. We could cook magma blocks. Again, not really a create-driven device. Botania will let us double it with the conjuration block. Not a create-driven device. We could run nether quartz ore through a crushing wheels, and there's a slight chance of getting netherrack. That's not really optimal. What we want is a nice, clean, 100% efficient create way of getting that. And so there's not really a good way of doing that. I mean, other than going to a stonework generator and pumping some of the lava that we're creating into water to make that. I really kind of wanted to try and keep everything in this room as much as possible a create-driven device. So in this particular instance, it's going to be, I am going to get a large store of netherrack, which I honestly, get away from. I think if I go here and look, I've got a black hole device. Yep, that has about 62,000 pieces of netherrack. So I have the netherrack to just fill up a box, as it were, and then just let it go to town and do its thing. So I'm not. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's one piece of this. Let's go back to create. If we look at the recipe, to make the blaze cake base, which is what we're talking about making here, it's one piece of cinder flour, and you can get at least one from netherrack. So it's at least a 1-to-1 ratio. Sometimes it's 2-to-1. So we said it's 100% 1-to-1. That's 62,000 pieces of cinder flour. My egg layers over here are not going to keep up with that. Number one, it's just not going to. There's only like 4 or 5 chickens in there. Number two, this small sugarcane farm is not going to produce like huge quantities of sugar. I don't need it to. So that 62,000 pieces of netherrack will probably last a really long time. So much so I probably won't need it all even in here to run all of this stuff, because it's not a big deal. So yeah, there we go. So like, it's just not high on the priority list. It allows me to do the thing where I want to keep this room a majority create driven devices. Yes, I've got some Botania up over here just to help grow wheat a little faster. It's actually serves like no purpose at this point. I could take the Botania out of there. The wheat farm would still do exactly what I needed to do at this point, because it's just not big enough, and it's not going to be big enough. So who cares? So yeah, there we go. So that's out of the way. I've rambled long enough on this place. Let's go and talk about what else is going on. Oh yes, let's do this. I don't. There we go. So Shale has been around. I bumped into her the other day, so you can see she's took down her big metal poles here. So she's been out here visiting. I think she's finally shut down her colony, so there are no more guards or people running around out here. It's not a, well, it's in the same state mine is, where buildings are all here in place, so you can come back through and look at them to your heart's content. But there are no colonists actually running around servicing this place. Not a big deal, I don't think. I do know that she is in the process of relocating, and she's been working in another location. And we're going to go take a peek and see if we can find it. Because I don't know where she's got it stuck at. So we're going to try a few places. But let's try this one. No, this would definitely not be it. Maybe this one. I think we may have gotten it second time out. Yes. There it is. So she's been back on the server, and she's been over here working. Looks like she's building something. I have no idea too much what, but she's been building something. All of this is kind of new and interesting. She's got a big hollow tree stump, it looks like. Maybe that's by design. I know she was talking about doing a different colony build over here. Let's see what she does with it. All the same, it's good to have her back around. Look forward to seeing what she does. We'll pop back over here to my place. So, let's see. What else has been going on? We haven't really done anything at all, like next to nothing, over at the Wellness and Success Center. I think since basically calling this place a done deal, it's just been sitting here. I do know we need to, and that may be something we'll try and get to Saturday as well, is we'll come out here on this side of the northern side. So we'll come out here and see about putting in the rail station. And so the rail station is going to go from here and it goes all the way up to there. So it may be, we have a couple ways we can do this. And I'm trying to think, because we can go over, we can come up, go straight north and come over through the east. But I think, yeah, so looks like Zoda's got his rail center comes in there. So we can, I guess we're just going to go, we'll go to the west and then go north and just plug it in at the southern end here. We could go a little north and then do a weird kind of stair-stepped diagonal for the train. But I think that might be more work than what it's worth. So, yeah, we'll probably just, we'll do an L and come directly in the southern end. So yeah, it'll go that way and then up to the north and we'll be there. So that would be the next thing that we could look to do around here to kind of close this up a little bit. So maybe we'll do some work on that. We'll do some clearing, or we'll bridge it overland. Not really certain how we want to handle that just yet. I do know that Zoda's stuff, Zoda's train system comes this way. So I guess we could go underground and come up here. We could. Don't know if we really want to go overland. I think I'd rather go overland just so you can see, and we'll just put us above the treetops if we can. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to it. That'll be a tomorrow thing we'll look at. So yeah, again, not too much over here at the Wellness and Success Center. It's fine. It's all good. That's what these things are for, is we work to figure out what we're going to do next. Haven't seen too much of Katoa. Astria and Bazinga have been on a little bit. Haven't seen too terribly much, but I think basically they're in the final stages, I think, of theirs, and they've got so much activity over here. It's a sight, let me tell you. Yeah. This place is just huge. Oh, yeah, we did talk about, that's what we can do. We did talk about going spectator mode and seeing a little bit more about what's going on underneath the places. Since we're here, you know what? We'll do that next week. Next week, spectator roll. We'll roll through everybody's bases and spectators. Yeah. Next week. Just not going to do that today. Let's go see if he's done any more. This place is just gorgeous. He's done a really nice job of the externals. I think somewhere he's got a windmill that's running this place, or at least that top floor. Looks like he's gotten some lights. Definitely got himself a slime farm going on down here. So he's got a few slime chunks. Yeah, basically he's been like copying and pasting from a single player world the jungle build at level 5 in a way that he likes it. Really? Hold still. Oh. Thank you. Rude. Oh. Yeah, let's not say we did. Whatever this thing was doing, it says it's finished. Looks like he's got some supplies left in his drawers here, but maybe it is done. I don't know. I don't know too much about what he's got going on over here, if I'm being completely honest. He had a design for this place that he was working on. Still looks cool no matter how you shake it. Hopefully he'll get back in here and get it all finished up. Be interesting to see what he does with it. But yeah, I think we can go look. I think it's there. It is. Yep. Yeah. So I thought he had a windmill over here running everything. Not much of a windmill, but he doesn't need a whole lot of RF power. So there you go. We'll drop back down here. I have no idea what this place is. Hummer? Don't know. It may have just been a location that he found that he liked. This would be another spot I imagine that he's just found that he likes. Oh, no, this is over here. I know where I'm at. Yeah, because just over that way, yep, there's Iron Smacks and Bazooka J's place. Haven't seen them on as of lately. I don't know. I do know that people tend to get a little busy, so. Looks like maybe he's got a secret location to their place. And he's got an underwater monument he's been playing around with. Right. Alright, let's get back to my lab. It's interesting to go just poke around and see what people have set their places up for. Believe interesting. Well, apparently Zoda has found himself a nice little house out here in Alfheim that he has moved into it with an armorer that's here. I say Zoda because I think this is Zoda's. Yeah, this is Zoda's place. Zoda's stone. Interesting. This will take us straight into his. Okay. Sometimes it's just fun to poke around through the way people's waste zones and whatnot. So this is Zoda's place. Oh yeah, he's right. So his ant farms, these ants are absolutely eating these leaves, so he's going to need to go get himself some more. It's interesting. I think they're actually creating these extra blocks in here as well. It's fascinating. Let's see. So this is the way over to his mob area. Looks like everything pretty much is as it is. Doesn't look like he's done too much more over here. It's like if things are pretty much unchanged from the last time we came over and visited and looked at that. I do know that he's been hard at work upgrading these guys. So you can see he's already in soldier end breaks. That's level 5. Yep.
I serve with pleasure.
Bachelor. So that's level 5. That's level 5. So he's well on his way to getting things to level 5. I see a lot of like. So anytime you see the birch and spruce here, I think that's level 2. At least level 2. Yeah, because level 3 gets nether bricks. That's level 1. It's oak. So, yeah. Looks like his... Yep. Barracks level 5. This should be a level 4 guard tower. Okay. And then these would be level 3s then. Yep. Alright, there you go.
I get to build it again?
But wow. Yeah, you can really see on the really see in this map. Let's see what no, that's the hide button. Nope. Nope, not that one either. Well, I don't remember what the key for it is now. You can go look for it. Or we can just walk around. You can see. It's laid out pretty nicely on a nice little grid he's got going on here. Looks like this is a way to the outside. Yes. So that was one of the things that we did talk about last time I was talking with Zoda. Is he does have these points like right here where you can definitely tell his village is kind of pushed out past the mountain that he's in. Otherwise, the village is predominantly encased inside the mountain very nicely. Don't like all that green. So it works out well. This is Botania stuff. Which is still running pretty top notch. So yeah. Zoda would be another one of those veins of there's some interesting things to look at the surface, but it's like watching a duck in water. You know, it's all nice and calm on the surface, and those legs underneath the water are just paddling for all they're worth. If we went spectator mode and looked, we would see an awful lot going on underneath the surface of all this. Now there is, me and Zoda have been talking, and there is a spot. You can actually see it marked in the X, about 4,000 blocks or so due south. Yeah. It's almost due south. Yep, there it is. So it's marked, but basically this is this whole area is a string of really high mountains and mountain cliffs and whatnot. And so we discussed putting in an Electra flight course through here, just because it would be fun. We'll dig like little gaps and whatnot in through the mountain, come out. So like little needles, little holes to thread the needle on, that sort of thing. Just make it a fun course. You know, we can make the easy one for like people who aren't really great with Electra flying. That has a nice, gentle, easy course that goes from one side of the mountains to the other, and then the other more difficult one, which dives in and out and around and that sort of scenario. It's something we were talking about doing. Time permits. We'll probably get in there and knock that out. It shouldn't take too terribly long, but it'd be fun to do. Who else? Oh yes, Kara. Kara was on earlier. That is not Kara. That's Mikuze's place. This would be Kara's colony. So here's another. Wow. The roads are just starting to come together in here. It looks really good. You can see where she's been putting in a lot of her street work and whatnot. That looks really good. Wow, that's just gotten huge. I love the road work that she's put into this now. So these connector road pieces right here, I believe, are 100% Kara built. So she did a really good job of matching up build style to what's here, what was previously there. So I know like that came with the build, but this extra bit right here is she added on and matched it, as it were, to the path build. So it looks really good. I'm be kind of curious if she sticks with the wood or if she goes to the stone as she gets closer to level 5 with some of these. But we'll have to wait and see what she does. Yeah. Just wait and see what she does. You can see where she's been working on a path build right here. That's interesting, taking it on a diagonal crook like that. Let's see what she does. And Crafty Accredited University. So this is definitely a path in construction. I imagine she's probably waiting to whatever. Oh, this is her composter. She's probably waiting for him to get done upgrading to put that roadway in. Would be my suspicions. Here's another one. It looks like they're missing their roads. Is this the enchanter? This feels like this should be the enchanter's place. It's the library. Okay. I was wrong. Interesting. I have no idea what this is. Oh, that's the mine. Wow. For crying out loud. Just trying to get in to see. So that looks like bedrock down there. Yep, that's bedrock. So her miner's gone all the way down. And it looks like it's been busy here on Y. Yeah, Y13. So she's been letting him go just dig out down here at the very, very bottom. Interesting. It's usually the way everybody does that with the miner. So, I'm not certain why she has chunk loaders out here. But okay, she's got a chunk loader out here. But yeah, this is a very happening place. Like looking at the map and looking at the roadways on the map, that's pretty cool how that lines up. So it's going to be interesting to see how she incorporates some of these other builds. It looks like she's got just on the outskirts, and what those are going to look like, and what the roadways will be here. Pretty cool. There we have it. All right, let's see if I can find my way out of here. That looks to be the... Yep. There's another chunk loader. So that's Divine Machine, and if that's Divine Machine, just a little ways over here. Divine Machine. There it is. There's the portals. Let's see. She's relocated those. Some of these portals, it's been a while since I've ever used them. Sandpalooza. Huh. Alright, let's see. We've looked at Shales, we've visited with Zoda, we've hit Kara's. You've seen my place. Not really too much left of stuff going on. Old base. Now, I have no idea where this isn't mine. This is somebody else's. Interesting. Excuse me, sir. We're gonna need you to not be here. Thank you. Oops. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's put those away for right now. Guys, seriously.